Irving Game of the Week is brought to you in part by Gerald Stavely Dry Cleaning and the Baylor Medical Center at Irving, an affiliate of the Baylor Healthcare System.
From Irving School Stadium, it's the Game of the Week on ICTN, today featuring the 911 Bowl, the police department against the fire department in a full-scale tackle football game, and it's going to be interesting. Hi, everyone. I'm Lance Brown, and along with Rob Willman, very glad to have you along for this broadcast on a beautiful Saturday afternoon. This being taped right around noon as the police department in the blue uniforms, the red department naturally in the red. Gee. A lot of creative thinking went on there, huh? But, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how these guys do. You know, the police and fire department, normally these guys are in good shape anyway because of their jobs. They have to remain in good condition. But it's one thing to be in condition to be a fireman or a policeman, and it's another to play football. And we're going to find out today just what kind of shape they really are in to be able to do something like this, because you use different muscles, and for sure you don't get hit near as hard in the line of work that both these guys do, unless, of course, you know, something falls on you naturally. So it's going to be very interesting to see how these guys hold up. The police department going to be, looks like, receiving, and they will be going from our right to our left here, or from south to north. Wind is blowing across the field right now, or from west to east, to right around 20 miles an hour. So the wind is really not a big factor in this ball game in terms of favoring one team or the other. Police department going to be receiving. The fire department will kick off, and here with the play-by-play is Rob Willman.
All right, thanks a lot, Lance. Teeing it up for the fire department, number 6, Helmet Money. That's a good football name. He'll tee it up, and as Lance said, a nice little breeze going on this afternoon. And we'll kind of talk about how these two teams, this is their day-to-day normal job, how they train and how that compares to what they're doing out there right now. But a pretty darn good crowd on hand, and this is going to charity. The proceeds to the Irving Family Advocacy Center. We'll talk more about that as the game goes on. But let's just see what happens when that first crunch takes place in the field. Some fans on their feet. They're ready for some football, and why not? This is going to be fielded by the up man, number 29, Cutter. Cutter cuts to the left, and he's upended at about the 25-yard line by the fire department. Fire department made up of paramedics, firemen, EMTs, you name it, the police department, the whole gamut, detectives, investigators, street patrol, and we'll talk more about that as we get on. But let's take a look at the starting lineups for the police department. Ikas is the starting quarterback. Wells and Cutter in the backfield. The wide receivers starting are Crenshaw and Hamra. The tackles are Gant and Allen. Shingle and Chisholm are your guards. And we'll get ready here and get the center for you momentarily. All the numbers are, you know, they're different. They're not like when you think of high school ball. Marchuk is the center wearing 81. And this is Ikas.
He's slapping his helmet, so he's calling an audible at the line right away as he looks things over. Probably had 2 plays called.
Fakes the handoff, wants to go deep and has a man. He's there, he's got it at the 40-yard line. Down to the 20, the 10, the 5, and he fumbles.
Out of the end zone, and it's going to be a touchback.
No!
They gave him a touchdown. Ah!
Scheidel was wide open at the 50 on the first play of the ball game. Tommy Scheidel breaks past the secondary, going the distance till he lost it right about the goal line, and the official was right there and said, hey, he fell on it right before it went out of the end zone. Baby, that was a 64-yard toss. First play of the ball game. You know, I was wondering if this was going to be a high-scoring affair or not, but the police, emergency, hit the board first.
Actually, I counted it as a 74-yard from the 26-yard line.
Okay. Well, let's see if they've got a kicking game or they'll go for 2. Ikas says, let me count everyone, the quarterback, and make sure we have everyone in place. They're going to go for the extra point, and that's Joe Bradford, number 40. Everybody counting heads out there. The place kicker, the holder, will be Jeff Allen.
This could be an adventure.
It's low, and an adventure it is. Well,
There's no one to throw to either.
No.
He's dead meat.
He's still running. No good.
I think the hospitalization is going to kick in on that one.
Oh, baby. We need to have more than one EMT out here today, I'm afraid.
So I can't even see the scoreboard from here, Rob. What's the time on there?
It's a 14-13. They're playing 15-minute quarters. High school rules, though. Here in the first quarter of play, 6-0. The Police hit the scoreboard on the very first play. Let's watch it again, Lance.
Oh, well, it was interesting. I mean, Ikes throws a great pass. And
we thought maybe it was an audible at the beginning where he hit the helmet.
I think it could have been. Scheidel is wide open, has his man beat by at least 4 yards here. As you can see it right there. Almost exactly 4 yards. And Scheidel has the speed to outrun. Now watch Scheidel right at the end here as he gets close to the goal line. Looks like he is
Larry
stripped of the
Miller's.
ball. Yeah, Larry Miller comes after him. He knocks it out. Now, does he get it before he goes? I don't think he had control of the ball before he went out of the end zone, but they're going to give him the touchdown anyway. What the heck? Who cares, huh?
His name is Ickies.
Ickies, the starting quarterback. So number 8, Kevin Ickies, connecting on his first toss of the ball game. Kevin's a patrolman, 10 years with the department. Comes from Ohio.
Well, I mean, the guy here, though, who would have had a lot to worry about is Scheidel had he not gotten that touchdown. After running all that way on that first play and then fumbling.
Might as well kept on running, huh?
He'd have never heard the end of it.
Just take the exit and get out of town.
Now he can look at him. They'll look at the tape of this and they'll go, "Hey, man, you fumbled the ball." He says, "No, touchdown." He says, "Yeah, but you fumbled." He says, "Touchdown." He says, "It's in the books." That's all that counts now.
Absolutely. 6-0 Police in the 9-1-1 Bowl. And now it will be the fire department's turn to answer. This ball's held up in the air a little bit. That's number 8, Worthington. Worthington right up the middle has a nice little wall, and he gets it across the 40 down to about the 42-yard line. So now it will be the offensive unit of the fire department. Let's go through those lineups. The receivers are Money and Compton. Rollerson is the tight end. Boyd and Payne are the tackles. Spivey and Cox, your guards. And Kerbo is your center. Clayton at quarterback. Worthington, one of the running backs, along with Maxwell. And we'll go along the defensive side for the police department after this snap from center. Well, let's see if they try to counter themselves. Long time in the huddle. Now, how many plays do you think you can get in your system after a couple of weeks of practice anyway?
I don't know, maybe a dozen that you know good.
Some offshoots thereof.
There'll be a lot of ad-libbing. Ooh, they're running an option play.
Like that.
All right. They're running the option right now.
Clayton with the keeper. By the way, the fire department has a couple of assistant coaches from Irving MacArthur helping them out in their coaching duties. Talked to a couple of coaches the night before at the track meet. Says we're going to try to keep it basic, nothing fancy.
Oh, yeah, you got to have the KISS concept.
But how do you know that just could be coaching talk before the big game?
That's true.
You don't want nothing to slip out.
Well, now they're in an I formation.
Money to the near side. Clayton wants to pass the lefty. He goes to the sideline, and it's incomplete. That time trying to hit number 33, number 22. Correct that. Coming out of the backfield. So there's a lot of...
We'll watch this again here. As you can see, Clayton has the time, goes for the short man, and he is well covered, double covered, in fact, that time.
Yeah, Joe Bradford, number 40, came over to help defensively. So that'll set up about a third down and all 7 or so to go. By the way, they keep the clock rolling in this, even after an incomplete pass. Once they get the ball set, they start the clock up again. Here's a little one bouncer and one hopper, incomplete.
And that was very close to being a lateral, too, not just an incompleted pass.
Indeed. We do not have a number 22 on our roster, so he will be the mystery firefighter of the evening.
We'll probably have more of those as we come along.
Yes. So maybe our guys on the sideline can ask that far side cameraman can ask those guys who number 22 is for us. We'd appreciate it.
It's punt time right now, though, on 4th down and right around 7 yards to go for the first down.
Again, if you're just joining us at 6-0, the police department, we're playing high school rules, so the knees down, you're down.
Helmet Money will punt the ball away. And going back deep to receive is Rick Cutter.
Slow snap as one might expect. Nice kick, nice and high. And Cutter will just watch this one sail out of bounds, so we'll see where they mark it. It's going to be inside the 20, I believe. Let's see if they give it to him right at the 20.
Yeah.
So 1st and 10 for the police department. High fives around for the defensive unit for the police department as they come on to the near sideline. We didn't get a chance to identify the starting defensive players for the fire department the last time out.
Because we didn't have time.
No, we didn't.
It was too quick.
The starting tackles defensively, Franco and Hisley. The defensive end is Clausen and Cumbar. The linebackers are Smith, Wooten, and Marston. Gillespie and Compton are your corners, and Clayton and Taylor are your starting safeties. That's how they have it started.
Yeah, well, there's some guys
they'll be running people in and out, I'm sure.
Well, yeah, but the cornerback who allowed that touchdown pass, who got torched there.
Ikas hands off up the middle, and Wells lumbers and moves his way to about the 30-yard line. You know, we talked about some of the way they go defensively around here and how they play D and how they train. Police department, traditionally, the officers train for, a burst of speed, trying to, if someone gets away, they just try to get someone as fast as they can. On the other side, the firemen are more stamina. You have to fight a fire and hang in there during the heat and the battle. Just a couple of ways the two different professions train in their professions, but obviously a little different here.
Good point. Little counter delay that time. And
no doing. Marston, number 56, just broke through the line and made a nice little hit.
Boy, this was a nice play by Marston.
Watch
it here. They're running the little counter. And going not out of that time is Cutter.
Going nowhere fast.
Well, actually going for a loss of about 2 on the play.
Marston lists his hobbies as weightlifting and bodybuilding.
Oh, well, that's good news if you're an offensive player.
Run away from him. Ikas again taking his time before he makes the count, and again he hands off.
Wells is going to be close to a first down. Depends on the spot by the officials.
Well, we're calling him Wells. We don't have a 43 on our roster, so we're guessing on this one.
We're assuming, because I don't see a 44 out there. Well, I do see a 44.
There is one here on the near sideline, so maybe we can find out that number later too.
They had to get to the 30. Where do they spot it? It's short of the 30, so it'll be 4th down. And a half yard to go. Now, do you gamble early? Might as well. It's for charity, for goodness sake.
Sure. Well, Icky still has his offensive troops lined up behind him.
Well, this wasn't like a touchback because it wasn't at the 20, which really went out of bounds.
Right.
It is short, though, and it'll be 4th down.
4th and about the length of the football, maybe just a little bit more than that. So, just like Lance said, why not? Let's go for it. 4th down and 1.
Hey, no guts, no glory here.
Oh, no. Pride's on the line here. We're talking pride. I talked to one of the family members of the police department. I said, why don't we just play a flag? Because they're men.
Hey, no huevos, no omelets, boy.
They have pretty much kept the same formations every time, the split backfield and a receiver on each side. And a QB sneak. If you look at the side, Judge, he made it.
Ickes is a big boy.
He is.
And they give him the first down.
Both sides with a lot of depth. Now, whether everyone will play or not, it's a different story, but both sides have the numbers.
Well, and, at the end of a game like this, let's face it, there's going to be a lot of tongues hanging out.
Oh,
so you want to get some of these people in here.
It's like those benefit basketball games, a couple of times up and down the court, and you're ready to.
And you're gassed,
yeah,
sure.
You're ready. Replacement, please. So 1st and 10.
Replacement. Oxygen, please.
And we've got our first penalty flag. And we may have holding against the police department.
Paul Wooten breaking through real nice here to make this stop.
They threw that right in the direction of number 53, Curtis Chisholm, for the police department.
And they're playing by the new rules in that the ball is, the yardage marked off will be from the line of scrimmage and not from the point of the foul.
Just at the bottom of your screen was number 53, and they threw it right in his direction. He was working on Jim Hissey defensively.
So they'll
move it back 10. Well, we got off with a bang. Now things are settling down somewhat. Here in the first quarter of play, 9:30, clock rolling. And the clock will roll a lot in this ball game. Boy, nice crowd. If we get a shot of the crowd here in a few minutes, you can see we've got a pretty good turnout. Heck, if you just bring everyone in the police department and fire services out here, you'll get a pretty good crowd.
That's true.
Here we go again. Across the middle, outside, intercepted.
He was down, his knee hit down, and we're using high school rules, so if your knee is down. But the interception was made that time by number 82. There, Jason Coulter.
Watch
Jason
it again.
Coulter, this is a really bad pass.
Yeah, he was. Looks like he was trying to go long with it, and he kind of double pumped. And
either that or it slipped out of his hand.
Yeah, one thing or the other. So we have our first turnover of the ball game. Johnny on the spot, Jason Coulter, the firefighter, 3 years with the department. And there was the crowd. Good crowd. Good day to come out and enjoy some football, especially if you're a big football fan.
So Icky's first pass is for gold, and the second one is for nada.
Tarnished. Clayton with the keeper. Clayton still on his feet. The stiff arm. Bust through past the 10. Looks like inside the 5. Man, he just looked like a pinball out there.
Well, this is interesting. They're running the option play here. And you can see Clayton makes a nice fake and gets some great lead blocks. Number 93 out front doing a great job of blocking that time. And 93 isn't on our fire department roster, as luck would have it, or not have it, as the case may be. But he had a heck of a block. 93, you did a good job there, partner.
Yeah, that's your new name. Your new name today is number 93. Clayton spins left. Hands off up the middle. Touchdown. Touchdown by Worthington. And now the firefighter crowd has something to cheer about. Well, it was all because of the turnover, and no matter what level of football you play in, whether it's high school, college, or professional, the turnovers always sometimes can lead to disaster, and that set up the fire department in great shape. First of all, Clayton with the option got him inside, and then the very next play, Worthington takes it home, and now the fire services with an opportunity to take the lead. 8:31 to go here in the first quarter of play.
And they're electing to try the kick, and they botch it as well.
Oh, okay. Everything is said and done. It's time to see. Now, that is one prime example of why the Cowboys keep the deep snap guy for so long.
What's the time?
8:31 to go in the first quarter, 6-6.
Well, and you know, it's hard enough to get the offense and defense, much less special teams, and trying to kick extra points. You might as well go for the 2.
But there's the touchdown there.
Yeah, oh man, that's a fine run too.
Yeah,
Worthington, good job. Great blocking up the middle that time, and Worthington picking his spots through the hole very nicely.
Kind of Calvin Hillish, you know, the little high stepping.
There you go.
Going into
that kind of analysis.
Yeah. 6-6, 8:31 to go, and hey, we love the scoring. We love to see the guys get it on the scoreboard.
Oh man, we want to see a 0-0 ball game?
Heck no, because we've seen plenty of those, or pretty close to them in our day. We like the offense.
This, by the way, taking place in the day of the NFL draft. Which I always thought was one of the most overrated things in sports.
But you know,
the attention given to it. I mean, they've had all these cottage industries set up. All these draftniks that come out to root against your team selection in New York. I mean, those guys, guys, don't you have a life?
Like you know better than they do. Well, sometimes maybe you do, but still, it is amazing how people come out and have drafting parties and all the publications that surround the draft and those, quote, draft experts.
Oh, yeah, on ESPN, those guys are great.
All right, here we go again.
You have Mel Kiper Jr. up there, who I remember the big argument he had with the Colts a few years ago. Oh, little onside kick. All right.
Oh, some trickery. Oh, it's bouncing around like a hot potato.
This looks like a rugby scrum, folks, and
it could get nasty.
Man, those guys are going at it like the last donut at the shop. Look at them going.
Stop it. The police department had a shot at it. It's like the entire fire service just ran right past it. And coming out with it is number 6, Helmet Money.
All right.
The kicker.
And maybe the supporters of the Fire can now start screaming, the best things in life are free, but you can give them to the birds and the bees. Just give me money.
Watch it again. It was a mad scramble. Now watch, if you can see, just look in the middle of your screen. One of the police department guys right here had a shot at it.
Oh, he
Number
tries to
10,
kick it away. Yeah.
Kevin Hamra had a chance, but he just got all tangled up down there.
And 64 has a shot at it there, too.
And you know as well as anyone
I like
what can
that
happen.
Kind of stuff, yeah.
You get inside a pile, that thing changes
man.
hands 3 or 4 times.
Oh, and we have a delay of game coming up here, too, I think. Oh, maybe illegal substitution or something?
Let's check it again after they mark it off. A little 5-yard penalty assessed against the police department. Yep, illegal substitution. There's a certain point where everyone has to stay back, and they crossed the line.
So it's a 1st and 5 for the Fire department, which gives you a lot of options to do.
Well, as we've seen so far, the fire service is more apt to run the football than throw it. And here we go, Clayton, the keeper, far side.
Pretty.
Nice option to Worthington. Worthington, far sideline. One man to beat, and he's got him on the far sideline. Number 22, Robert Sheffer, the only man between Worthington and a touchdown. But I tell you what, they got that running game on track.
I'll tell you what, I'm impressed that they can run the option play like that. That's just the basic belly series right here they run. And they run it to perfection right time. Watch Clayton, reads it, does not give it to the fullback. He's covered, so he pitches back to his pitch man, and Worthington, with the good speed, gets outside, turns it up, and gets it to, I really can't tell, it looks like about the 30-yard line, so that's a pickup of 26 yards.
Yeah, let's see, they finally marked it at the 25 after everything was said and done. So, yeah, nice little pickup there.
24-yard line, actually, yeah, because it's inside the 25. So that's an outstanding job of running the option right there.
See, I see little shades of MacArthur Cardinals the way they run that little option, so you can see that some of the MacArthur coaches are helping them out in red and all. 1st and 10. Got a little mix-up. That's dangerous.
The option, she no trabajo that time.
Arcaput. Last man off the pile there, where the fire services had nowhere to go. That was Maxwell, the fullback, and like you do oftentimes when you run that option, you got to keep them honest. Every now and then you got to go up the middle.
But it looked like that there was just a mix-up between Clayton and maybe they just didn't know the side they were going to that time.
I think Maxwell said, I want to carry it. I know you're going to pull it out. Just remember.
That can happen.
So they're lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. So it's 2nd and 10. And Clayton looks it over, attempts his first pass and has it. Right to the tight end, number 80, Miles Rollerson. So Miles does nothing fancy but just a little crossing pattern.
That's about a 9-yard pickup that time as he gets to the 15-yard line. And I've always loved this little pop pass to the tight end. Does a little slant. Watch him just kind of work his way out over the middle. And it never fails, Rob. That pass always seems to be open.
Big old boy, 4 years in the department. He's a firefighter. And he was just sitting pretty, waiting for that pass. So it's 3rd down, and maybe just a long one. Let's see if they go up the middle. They do. Bounced around as the fullback Maxwell. So the police department pretty steady in the middle at least, but they did get enough to inch the football over the line for the 1st down. So they're moving the football again.
Yeah, Maxwell needed 1. He got 2.
Police department doing a lot of shuffling right now.
2nd 1st down for the fire department. 2 teams are tied in that department.
And tied on the scoreboard.
It has been a very even match thus far.
It has. And a fun match.
It has, and there hasn't been a lot of bad sloppy play either thus far. We'll see how it goes, though, as they get tired.
Yeah. Clayton wants to pass again, has time, in the end zone, knocked away at the last minute.
Those alley-oop passes are tough anytime.
Yeah, back defensively was James Vignali.
Yep, and it was intended for money that time.
Yeah, watch it again.
Little fade pass.
Clayton had time.
Alley-oop. First made famous in the 1950s by R.C. Owens, a wide receiver for the San Francisco 49ers. Y.A. Tittle was the quarterback, and R.C. Owens could just out-jump everybody, and they just used to toss that little ball, let R.C. go up and get it, and he'd come down with a touchdown, and they made that play famous.
So it's 2nd and 10. Clayton this time has a motion man, keeps, has some room again up the middle. Fumbles the football.
Touchdown.
It's Rollerson who falls on it for the touchdown, and let's see if they give him the advancement on the fumble or not. I guess they will.
I think that's only in the final 2 minutes, and that's only in the NFL.
You never know around here.
Yeah, that's true. So game no rules.
Shoot jab. So count it. So once again, it was Clayton who was working that option. As you take a look at the coaches,
what's the time
for MacArthur. So 4:52 in the first quarter. We've already have already seen 3 touchdowns.
Fumble recovery there in the end zone.
Still looking for that first extra point. A line driver, but it's good.
They got it. I'll be done.
Hey, money on the money. And they're throwing out footballs again in the stands. 13-6, the Fire Services in the first quarter of play.
Well, the important thing is to make this event fun for everybody.
And they're having fun.
Yeah.
Pretty well organized. I mean, they had things out front when you drove up for the kids to do.
I've seen it all over the flyers and everything, all over the city for this. You know, they've done a lot of publicizing.
Let's watch that touchdown again.
This is a real nice play by the quarterback here as he turns it up. Gets hit. A good stick that time. Looked like number 22 stripped the ball away.
Robert Sheffer of the police department.
Yep.
But there's Rollerson, Johnny on the spot, as they say, with the football. And now let's see if the cops keep a closer eye on Money as he tees this baby up.
Oh, I think so. They're not going
to fool us twice.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
Yeah, they had like little bounce houses set up for the kids. You know, when you came in, one of the
houses,
one little fast food chains came in and had like running the concession stands and a lot of good sponsorship here. Of course, it takes a lot of sponsorship to pull something off.
Oh well, this is so incredibly expensive. I mean, to put on a game like this, to get all these guys equipped with uniforms, must cost a couple $100 to equip each player.
And here we go, high and about the 10. That is Sheffer. Sheffer to the far sideline, to the 21-yard line. So here come the police department again. Remember, the last time they thought they were going to get the ball offensively, the fire department pulled the old trickery out. Did the old hook and ladder. Oh, no, that's something else. Never mind. And came up with the onside kick.
So if the fire department loses this game by an official's call, are they going to say they got hosed?
All right. Police department scoring on the very first play of this ball game.
And if the paramedics and EMS people are here in the game, what happens if one of them gets injured? They're going to have to stop play and then go to work?
I formation. Handoff to the deep back. He goes nowhere fast.
I love that saying, nowhere fast.
Three Stooges thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
No 21 on our roster, by the way. Watch it again. He is just right at right at the line of scrimmage. That was Marston, number 56, a linebacker for the fire department. Tell you what, the fire department, they have some big boys on their team. In good shape, big boys.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I don't see a lot of big guts around there.
Ikas keeps to his right. Oh, he's just bowling his way over.
Flag is down, however. This is coming back. Ikas decided to show a little power there, and he did. A strong boy, but it's coming back. We understand number 21's name is Clark.
Come on, Eddie!
So Officer Clark.
Now in the backfield.
Fire department.
Illegal block.
So the ball, the line of scrimmage was a 25, so that will put the ball back, well, let's see, on the 10-yard line. That'll be a 15-yarder. Well, actually, a 12-yard line, because the line of scrimmage was the 22-yard line, excuse me.
Well, all of a sudden, things are not turning and going quite the way the police department had hoped. After striking early, now all of a sudden they're struggling somewhat offensively, both in the turnover category, and then once they get a play, they made a mistake.
Well, they've had one turnover, that big one, the interception, and they've had two big penalties.
Trying to go deep again. Maybe too much air under that one.
I think that's a good call. Playing safety that time, Larry Miller was right there.
Scheidel, again, the man that scored the touchdown. They tried to go that play that gave them their 6 points, and Tommy, he just didn't have enough room under that one. They just left it up in the air way too much for
Well,
him.
Miller smelled this out here, though, pretty well. I mean, he rotates over in the zone very nicely, and he's waiting for him. Ikes winds up, throws the home run ball, but as you said, too much air under it, and watch Miller, number 43, right there. He was well in position.
So it's 3rd down and 20 for the police department, and the fire department, the safeties, playing about 5 yards back, more than they used to, waiting for the pass. Ikes rocks and fires again, has a man on the sideline, incomplete. Tried to hit Coleman, number 3. Coleman had a couple of steps on him, but the ball looked like it's tailed away on Ikes, and now we've got 4th down, and I suspect they'll try to punt this one away.
I would think, yeah. And plus, too, you got to remember this fact, Rob, the wind is blowing very strong across the field, so the wind could have easily blown it out as well. Oh, that's a good tight spiral he throws there.
Oh, yeah.
With that wind.
Yeah, he got a lot under that one. So the fire department will send back sturdy, number 1, Shea Clayton. He will be the middle man of the 3.
Or the mental man.
Middle, yeah. And Coulter will be the outside of the 3. So they have 3 back deep.
I'm sure there's probably some wives who probably think their husbands are mental for doing this.
Crenshaw will kick it for the police department. Not bad. The ball bounces around. Did they touch it?
No, I don't think they did. No one touched it.
Police department pointing the finger saying, hey, he touched the ball, but they're not going to get that.
No.
Wishful thinking on the police department's part. 1st and 10, and we'll do it again. In this entire first quarter, basically, has been played from about the 50 in almost. Pretty much from midfield in toward the police department.
Well, with the exception of the one home run ball, the fire department's pretty much dominated this ball game.
Yeah. They really answered the call after being down 6-0 after the first play. Get it, answering the call?
I caught that, yes, thank you. I just didn't want to acknowledge it, quite honestly.
Okay, thanks. Clayton brings him up again, wants to pass. Across the middle to Rawlinson, incomplete. This time the police department was there and waiting. Number 11, Graham Smith, one of the 2 police officers, and Kevin Hamra, the other, on coverage for the Blue.
That's good coverage by Graham that time.
We get some of the fire department personnel on the sideline. It's from all walks of life. I mean, the fireside's the EMTs, and they work at the station. The police department's detectives and investigators, patrolmen, you name it. Some of these guys have played football in high school, some a little in college.
And some of these guys haven't played for 15, 20 years, too. So, you know, again, those bones get a little more brittle as you get older.
Can you say hot tub?
I'm sure a lot of them will say it tonight.
Clayton. Oh, he's in trouble. He gets away, has a downfield block. He's going to keep it, and we've got a flag thrown, 2 flags thrown. That's going to come back.
Illegal block on 63 that time.
Oh, yeah.
He had a big-time crackback block.
Yeah, Rick Hinckley, number 63 for the fire services, a little upset at himself, but
That was a hell of a block, though.
Oh, yeah.
he whooped the snot out of some person that time.
That'll wake up the boys in blue, I tell you. We've got about 57 seconds left here in the first quarter, but this is going to bring it back.
Yeah, this will be the first penalty of the ball game against the fire department.
Yeah, illegal block. Went below the knees. Yep.
Oh, yeah. It was
offsetting.
Offsetting. Whoa, Nelly. Look, watch number 63 here. I mean, this is as he rolls out, as Clayton rolls out, watch this block on 64.
Right.
Now, couldn't see where camera was.
Right
right there. There you go.
Yes. Right there on 94 on Jeff Allen for the police department. You saw him go down, and then they had a late hit called against the police department. So guess what? We get to do it all over again.
So Huckley was almost the GOAT for a second there, but he got bailed out by another guy who delivered the late hit.
Well, I was just curious how long it would take before the good-natured rivalry of both sides went out the window and that competitive nature kind of kicks in.
Getting whacked in the head will
wake you up in a hurry on it.
Will sometimes take the niceties out of things.
Again, the clock rolls as soon as they place the ball, no matter if it's after a penalty, incomplete pass, and so we're less than a minute to go, as you see there on the screen here in the first quarter.